Ketsui, Kizuna Jigoku Tachi. It is a game that I love, and if you're subscribed to this channel, there's a good chance that you love this game as well. But I think there's often kind of a limit to this love, and that limit is the one all, or clearing the first loop of the game. And this is going to be kind of a long of a preamble, so please bear with me. So clearing the first loop of Ketsui is by no means an easy task, even if you're just going for survival. Like, it is one of the most demanding cave one-alls. And after you've done that, maybe you like the game, you want to keep on pushing further, and maybe you think about like, hey, maybe I should get a little bit into the scoring, and then you find out that when you try to score in this game, which requires you to get really close to the enemies, it really raises the risk of dying. At least that's what happens to me. Like, you get up close to the enemy, you're getting those juicy 5 chips, and then you just get destroyed, and it's like, this is pretty difficult. Like people complain about Dodonpachi style chaining, and I understand it because it is so difficult to get into, but usually, like, if you try to chain in DDP or Daiojo, it usually happens if you just break your chain, but nothing really bad happens to you. But in Ketsui, once you try to get those 5 chips, I don't know, it gets pretty difficult to survive. And since there's no real like incentive to score in the game, because you can get both the extends without scoring, and there's no mechanics like in Daiojo, you have like chaining affects your hypers, and you get more hypers, and that makes the game more fun and stuff. So anyway, scoring kind of difficult to get into. So how about like second loop stuff? In Ketsui there are 2 second loops, Omote and Ura. And even just getting into those loops is a task in itself. Like even the so-called easier Omote loop, like you're only allowed to make 6 mistakes, which is either bombs or deaths during the first loop, and I don't know, that is pretty difficult. And if you want to get into Ura to experience the true last boss, and who doesn't want to experience the true last boss, because TLBs are fun, that requires you to no miss, no bomb the first loop, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it's also kind of limiting, because I think I was talking about this with the Hidden Fortress, and he said that he wants to bomb because bombing is fun, and I agree, bombing is fun, and also it is a very important strategic player in a bullet hell game, like when you're like planning bombs or thinking whether you should bomb or not bomb. And when you take away all that, it's kind of, I don't know, the experience becomes kind of a lesser one. Like, of course it's demanding and it's cool if you manage to no miss, no bomb something, but it also misses, you miss something in the process, I think. So that was a long intro, but what if I told you that there is a way of playing a kind of amped up version of Ketsui without getting into the loop requirements, and that also has kind of a twist with the scoring that kind of encourages you to get into the scoring mechanics? And that is the IDK 2007 special mode. Now, what is the IDK 2007 special mode? Well, it is, I believe it's kind of a one-off arrange that Cave did for kind of a festival or an event in 2007, and it's included in the M2 Shottriggers port of Ketsui. Now, I believe if you have the physical version, it's included on the disc, but if you're digital like me, then you need to buy it separately, so it is a DLC that you need to buy separately, but it is very much worth it. So what it is it's a one loop version of Ketsui, so you only play one loop, there are no second loops, but you have loop 2 patterns. Now, I haven't played Omote or Ura loops myself, so I might be wrong about this, and if you're more knowledgeable about this than me, please correct me in the comments. But I believe that Omote and Ura like bullet patterns are the same, but like Ura patterns are slightly faster or something. So I don't know, it's maybe Omote or Ura patterns, I don't know, but they are loop 2 patterns, so way more bullets, which is of course cool. But you know, in the regular Ketsui, in Omote and Ura, you have revenge bullets, and that really kind of affects, it changes up the whole game, I believe. But in IDK arrange, you don't have revenge bullets. So loop 2 patterns, but no revenge bullets. And at the end of the loop, you fight Evacuneer Doom, which is the true last boss of the game. Really cool. So this is basically a way of playing kind of a slightly different, like a remixed version of loop 2. But there's the twist. So instead of getting 3 bombs per life, in IDK range you get only 1 bomb. But to offset this, you have an opportunity to earn an extra life per stage if you get more 5 chips than any other chips during that stage. So let's say during stage 1, if you get like 305 chips and like 101 chips, you get an extend. So that kind of motivates you a lot to go for that. Well, it's not necessarily score, but engaging with the scoring mechanics. So getting to, like, there's a reason to go for those 5 chips. And you also kind of need to at least get a couple of extra lives because you get less bombs. So you need resources to beat the mode, so you kind of need to go for those 5 chips to get some extra lives. But there's a double twist where the way that the chips work in Ketsui, that you have to, like, the closer you get to the enemy that you destroy, the higher ranking chip you get. So to get a 5 chip, you need to get pretty close to the enemy, and then you kind of use your luck shot to continue the 5 chip chain. But in IDK range, they shorten the range, so you really need to get like super close up to get those 5 chips. So it really like amps up the risk-reward kind of nature of Ketsui, which is already present in the first loop, even if you don't score, because the game wants you to play aggressively. It wants you to get higher on the screen, stuff like hanging out at the bottom and stuff. And when you get into that 5 chip stuff, it's really it becomes like an even more intense version of that. But it's also like really cool because like the run that you're watching right now while I'm talking here, this is kind of just a practice run that I did of the mode, and I basically just kind of concentrated on practicing mostly like stage 1, 2, and 3, so that I could get like extra lives from those stages, because like beyond that, like stage 4, 5, like yeah, I'm not doing that. And I think in stage 5 you can't get an extra extend because you get at the end when you don't need it anymore. So basically, yeah. So this is me just like kind of trying out trying to figure out how to score. Like by no means is this like an optimized run, and I don't really know how to do this properly. But I've been having a lot of fun just trying to chain, trying to score, and try to get those 5 chips to get extra lives, and that has really changed up the experience. Like, I think a gripe that I have with Ketsui is that it is like it's kind of a static game. Like as a kind of Doronpachi or Daiojo fan, like again, people call those games like static, and they say that it becomes like memo when you begin to chain. But there is, again, with those hypers, like depending on how you chain, when you collect the bees, you can get like hypers at different stages of each stage or the boss, and that again changes up like how you play. So the hypers really kind of help with like making Daiojo replayable for me. And in Ketsui, since there is no kind of mechanic like that, it's really, I don't know, it makes it where it's kind of course it's cool to learn, and you can like optimize endlessly getting the 5 chips and playing better, but there isn't kind of like an element like that that really changes up the flow. So getting into the IDK range has really kind of made it feel really fresh again. Of course, there's just the loop 2 patterns are really cool, really interesting in themselves. And you know, when you try to go for those 5 chips, it really like it makes the stages like super interesting. Like right now I'm at stage 4. where I don't try to go for the 5 chips anymore, because even in stage 3 I'm kind of considering whether it's worth the risk, because it's just because in this run I don't get the extra extend at the end of stage 3, because I just kind of, because you get those like 1 chips, you can easily get a lot of 1 chips from the bosses if you don't time your hits well enough, and that just kind of pushed me over the limit where I got more 1 chips than 5 chips, and I didn't get extend despite playing like really aggressively and riskily throughout the stage. So I don't know, stage 4, I don't know, maybe I should try chaining or 5 chipping my way through it, but in this run I'm just concentrating on survival, and that makes it a lot easier. So yeah, you got that push and pull, and you can also decide for yourself whether you want to kind of just experience the loop 2 patterns and play kind of a slightly harder version of Ketsui. Well, a lot harder, because once you get into stage 5 it gets very difficult. And let's see, in this run I make it to I think like kind of the mid boss of stage 5, but I haven't really practiced stage 5 in this IDK version yet, so it's just me like flailing around a lot. And of course when you have the true last boss it becomes a different thing altogether, because you need those resources. And but I've also been having fun just kind of practicing playing Doom in this mode, like using save states, and I think I will be doing a kind of separate version on Doom next, so look forward to that. But yeah, so a very cool mode to play, and you know, players who play at a very high skill level might disagree with me, but kind of the way that Cave gated the second loops in this game, I think it was kind of a mistake, because I don't think that people even kind of try those out, because the just kind of getting to them is so difficult. Whereas in something like the Donpachi games like DDP or Daiojo, it's not that difficult to get into loop 2, just to kind of try it out. Of course, the loop 2 patterns will just wipe you out if you don't know what you're doing, but it feels like more doable to get into loop stuff with Donpachi, where Ketsui is just kind of, I don't know, it's just so demanding that it's kind of demotivating, like, or at least that's how I felt about it. So the IDK arrange has been a really cool way of kind of play this game again in a different way. And yeah, so this video is just kind of me like telling you about this mode, basically, because I wasn't really around, I wasn't playing shmups when the M2 Shottriggers port came out, so I don't know if at the time there was kind of more discussion about this mode, or if people like played this mode more then, but I've never heard anybody like talk about this mode or play this mode. So it was kind of, I don't know, I was just playing some Ketsui and I was like, IDK, like what is that? Because it's in the menu, even if you don't have the DLC, you've got the option in the menu, and I was like, let's check this out. And it turns out it's not just a throwaway addition, it's actually a really cool way of approaching Ketsui again. And I don't know, since at this point in time I'm kind of interested in loop 2 play, but actually doing like 2 walls, it just again seems like too much. It's like a test of endurance. Whereas like with this, it's just kind of a cool way into getting to experience, like get a taste for those patterns and just kind of go for it and dodge and just have fun. And the most fun part for me has actually been like getting the 5 chips in the early stages, because it's a completely different way of playing, very risky, but also very rewarding. And I just want to say, I think this is the only time that I have ever done this pattern without dying or bombing. So I don't know what happened here. maybe I've leveled up a little bit or something, but I was really happy that this practice run, where I think I died like 3 or 4 times to the stage 3 boss. I really need to practice that boss. It's just, I don't know why it's so difficult for me. But I was really happy with getting the stage 4 boss done in such a clean way. So I think I'll just kind of stop here and fade out this stage 5, because it's just, I don't know, I'm not very proud of how I play in this stage. It's just, again, I haven't practiced this yet, so it's just kind of flailing around trying to do my best, which is also really fun. You don't always need to kind of clear a game or clear a game mode to have fun with it. So if you've cleared Ketsui Loop 1 and you want some more Ketsui but in a kind of a amped up hyper version, I really recommend checking out the IDK 2000 special mode. So yeah, thanks for watching as always, and next time, vad kan jag do? Maybe. See ya!